computer. Hello, welcome to mini proposal workshop 13. And today, in this short time, we have 6 participants. I'm gonna quickly go over mini proposal workshop, but before I do, I will introduce people into Miro board. So on the left side, I gave a quick guide of where some tools exist of the Miro boards. In the upwards, you will see like a main panel and the name. On the left toolbar, these are all the tools you can use to either navigate, create stickies, draw, create emoticons. And on the 3 dots, you will see even more tools by the Miro team. In bottom toolbar, this is slightly changed. So, and there we will see kind of like a history of things. And as a participant, you mostly do not use that place. On the right side, you will see general settings of who to follow when you click on the name, or you will get a link to share, but also just using the URL you are on the Miro board will also be a good thing to share. And orientation map just shows you like a bigger picture of where you are in the Miro board, which theoretically also do not need. If you share this to a person who is totally new to that, there are some video guides and like quick guides how to use Miro board, how to navigate it, how to make stickies. So definitely something you should look into if you never used it before and seems very clunky. Once you do it once, you kind of start to get the style of that. And in this Miro board left side, you will also find the mini proposal process video, which explains the entire process from left to right. So this has like 11 chapters in total in order to capture the bare minimum of proposal which you could put into. Today, we are mainly going to focus on problem statements. And if we are quick enough, then we go to the solution. And at some times, we also end up in a title section. The case will be different if you continue from somebody else's ideas. And there is another list of like mini proposal workshops. So if you find this interesting or you want to see similar processes, you can find the playlist of previous these kinds of sessions. There's also a project management board. So everything what you see here is happening. It's openly documented in another board where you can see, okay, how do I like make this thing happen when it happens, and how do I like document all of that. And it's also related to funded proposal, which is doing these kinds of sessions. And finally, there is a new template for somebody to just take and use. In the process itself, it's quite simple, and there are 3 color codes, mainly like red ones, guiding questions. So these are the like first like a main issue we ask ourselves and we answer. Then we ideate on these with the yellow sticky notes and kind of select the best one as a yellow ones. And if you go through this, like you start from left edge, you will first question here is like, what problem do you see? So we kind of ideate, we select, and then we turn root cause, analyze it, and like we analyze why this selected problem is a problem, and we get more information. We select the best, and the orange ones are then optionals we could use to let's elaborate even more, or okay, this is good enough. Let's take it as a problem statement. Like let's turn it into a problem statement, move on to the next phase. And basically, we just keep going from left to right. You can also use this as like you can skip like, okay, I don't want to talk about team roads. I already had it in my proposal. And you might want, okay, what kind of proposal it is, and you elaborate on this one. So it's like a modular approach from these feedbacks, and basically the end goal is to make it very like adaptive, like have a lot of modules go. Like starts like if you ask this, then you can like start selecting of which path we want to go. But for now, it's quite linear. Cool. Then let's try into it. Let's start with the questions. What problems you see, or what is the idea you want to solve, and try to address it from a problem side. And this is a round table, so I'm going to ask everybody. I will start from Karim, since
So just to understand the rules of engagement, you want us to type it in or just speak it, or you you're gonna...
We can start speaking in, and
all right,
let's do it like that.
So the problem that I see is today in the food industry, so restaurants, chefs, and so forth, there's a problem of monetizing content. So recipes and videos, concepts, etc.
What you mean by videos, like how to cook videos?
Yeah. So chefs, whether influencers, fitness influencers, chefs, whoever's proposing recipes and ways to cook, they put them either on Facebook, on Instagram, and there they can't monetize them. And then on YouTube they do, but the revenue is not that good, and it's and at any time they could be deplatformed.
We do not have a platform where they could be deplatformed. However, could not be deplatformed. Oussama, what is now? You either come with a new problem statement or idea, or you can support the previous one. So if you want to strengthen the choice before.
Okay, just to understand here, should we or could we, how to say, yes, describe problems for our projects or our proposals, future proposals? Okay, for me, I have a proposal. So there is a lot of problems. One of them I can see, it's about the connected cars project. So the problem is all cars actually are connected with centralized servers, and there is, how to say, there is, I can say there is no practical solution. There is just concepts how to link cars to the blockchain, and they are all failing, and there is not, I can see, actual projects. So this is the problem. And there is also a problem related with cars. There is a problem of security. So the blockchain can solve that problem of availability of the servers. But we can say all cars are aggregated to centralized platforms.
Okay. You also had another issue related to that. I kind of lost it.
Issue related with that, there is when the cars are connected with centralized servers. So yes, we can hack them, okay, because centralized servers can be hacked, but the blockchain cannot be hacked. And also there is no zero downtime in the blockchain, but in the server there is a zero downtime, and the cars, they are an IoT project, IoT objects. So yeah.
Centralized. Okay, I misunderstood at first. So I was thinking like the cars are in the shops where people kind of sell, they are like centralized, but you're talking about the mechanics in that, like GPS location being to centralized servers and stuff like
I mean the data of the car. The car is connected. The data of the car is connected to centralized servers. I mean, for example, data of GPS, all data of I don't know, speed, everything is connected with centralized server. So there is also data security also issues when it is related with centralized servers, with hacking, availability, and so on. That can be just solved with blockchain.
How I first have to ask a newbie question. When you talk about running this kind of thing in blockchain, what about response speed? Do you think it would be, regarding safety, would be feasible?
Okay, maybe you mean also my project or my proposal. Actually, on the actual Cardano system, it's feasible, yes, and we made it. We have a prototype of connected the car with the blockchain, and we will propose that tomorrow also with a prototype. But for example, regarding speed, yes, you are right. The speed actually of the blockchain and also the cost of the transaction is not very perfect, I can say. So yes, but why we have chosen Cardano? Because there is a clear roadmap with Hydra and another implemented solution. The scalability of the project will increase incredibly. So in the next few months, so I can say when we implement the project, the whole project, Hydra will be there, and we will be working on like or similar centralized system. We will be yes, will be concurrent with the centralized system. Yes, not where with 100%. We are also optimistic that Hydra and other solutions can accelerate the transactions.
Maybe a new big question for me now. If I'm not Hydra, to me, or that's is a side chain, and it kind of is centralized, so you can go back to the root cause, or am I missing something there?
No, I don't think so. Because when we say it's centralized, so it's not a blockchain. Sorry, to say it's a piece of shit when it's centralized. But no, Hydra, it's yes, like side chains, but it's solution for like sharding, like in Ethereum, the sharding is solution for scaling. But we are in the concept of decentralization. But please, when we are decentralized, we have chosen Cardano because decentralized, and also the scaling solution of Cardano is decentralized. 100%. It's not like other blockchains.
Okay, so it would look like that one car is sending his speed information to different Hydra heads, and they kind of aggregate the data together in the same speed.
Yes.
Okay. But Kawi, are you then not adding your own idea here, and you just wanted more clarification on the cars apart, or did we answer your question?
No, that actually answer the question. I will add the sticky notes here in the board.
What do you ask? Do you want to add a sticky note, or what was the last part?
No, I'll add it myself, but actually I'm in doubt by the two mini proposals because they are both interesting, and I would like to hear the development. The first one I say is eternal library, and the second one, once it's feasible, the safety issues to drivers. So I'll add the ideas here. I don't know really how to choose one.
Right. Okay, then the next step here, since we got our ideas on the board, since this is the second session, there is an alternative option. Like I brought in the last session information. So over time, it's gonna compound a little. there is also an option to choose between a previous session, but I feel like already people coming here with their own ideas. So maybe building on already existing idea, which is not even related, is not the thing. But just, you know, your idea will be onboarded to next sessions, and it might be like taken off from elsewhere. We're also gonna do some voting. So everybody who joins the Miro board, I'm gonna send the link again. But okay, let's start with the connected cars project. Now we want to turn this idea into problem statement, or like the first problem statement. So what would be the, can you, Oussama, as this is your idea, rephrase it into a problem statement or the initial one?
Okay. Yes, I will rephrase it. Actually, there is no standard for blockchains for the automobile industry, and our goal is to have Cardano as a standard for the automobile industry in order to solve the issues of centralized systems. Yeah, I don't like to repeat all the problems of the centralized system, because there is a lot of problems. Problem for identity, of security, and so on. And our goal is to bring Cardano as a standard. Charles Hoskinson said also make this analogy of Cardano with Linux system, Linux operating system. I see Linux operating system is all on all cars, on airplanes, and everything, on computers, and so on. So our objective also to have Cardano on all systems, and beginning with cars as a platform for developing dApps.
Okay.
Communication.
This is the one we selected then. And now the first step to the now the root cause analyzing business. So what we do with this problem is, now we ask, why is it a selected problem? So why is it the problem? Why is, but you kind of elaborated before, but maybe we get some more stuff. Why is it the problem that there is no standard blockchain for automobile industry?
From my point of view, because the blockchain technology generally is not mature, and I can say that, and there is no trust in this technology as to replace the centralized systems. So our goal.
Can I maybe suggest something, Oussama? Because I think the problem statement should be like a generalized statement that explains the problem, let's say. Are you okay with me suggesting something?
Yes, of course, yes.
So as a problem statement, I would say, as cars are modern cars are more connected, there is a security issue there's a data security issue that could affect the control of vehicles or something like that. We know, for example, that Teslas are all new cars are connected now back to the manufacturer for updating and things like that. So, I mean, you said it, Oussama, they're IoT devices. So I think the statement could be basically saying, with the increased connectivity of cars to the internet, there's a requirement for added security to ensure that cars added security for data, and that could affect the control of the cars or something like that.
Security and privacy also, yes. But very good. Yes, you have done it very good. Yeah.
Could there be something else we could add other than security? Because, yeah, well.
And also integrity, and for example, and also the data. For example, we know that, for example, for example, the data when we buy an old car, we don't know actually that the kilometer is the right one, or it's manipulated. So with blockchain, we cannot manipulate any data at all. It's about integrity.
So car history. So car history, the immutability of car history is a problem, right?
Another thing, we have actually two projects we will working on it. This is the whole problem statement, and we have two projects, one B2C and one P2P. Yes, I will be a little bit speaking about the details. One is for fleet management. We speak about, for example, the behavior of the driver and so on, and also B2C. B2C, it's about car sharing. So car sharing, now we will speak about monetizing also. So there is no third party in car sharing. So when the driver picks a car, so there is a smart contract between him and the car without a third party, and the car is connected with the wallet. So after driving some kilometers, so it will and after returning the car, this smart contract will send the money to the wallet, from the wallet of the from this person and to the wallet of the car. So it's also this third party is eliminated. Yeah. Privacy, security.
Would you call that would you call that settlement, or would you call that invoicing of usage?
Yes, but it's not really the problem is not the invoicing, but the elimination of the third party. So we have
this intermediation. This intermediation.
We can say that. Yes, it's the same idea.
This intermediation of invoicing of car sharing services.
Yes.
By what?
This intermediation of the invoicing process of the invoicing process for car sharing services.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Karim.
Excuse me.
So this is for car sharing specifically, Tevo. It's a specific context just for cars, for car sharing services. You know, like the ones that you pick up in the street, you just jump in and drive. So I would just update the last one, not this one, the state previous to that, just to say car sharing services, because it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to cars that are owned by individuals, right?
Okay. By the way, if you can, you can also just change these stickies yourself. I'm not just
okay.
I try to facilitate it, but every time
if you're tired, let me know. I can type for you.
Yeah, I'm not too good at typing. And yes, Kawe, you wanted to say something.
Hi. If there's any plan regarding efficiency and safety itself, or promoting only any project that would include the stake pool operators into your project?
Actually not. It's not on the plan, but I don't know, in the future, maybe stake pool operator will have a big influence on the Hydra solution, but maybe in the future. I don't know how to link that with the project. Actually, we don't have the implications of the stake pool operators.
Kawe,
yes.
For me to speak on this, I know stake pool operator here in Dubai, and
I am the stake pool operator also. We have I am
okay.
operating staking pool. It's a big chain pool. It's a new pool, so.
So when you're saying involve the stake pool operator in the project, what do you mean?
Using their resources as a gain of efficiency, and to run the smart contracts and everything else, probably tokens, this kind of things.
Yeah, I think that you know, when we use a platform or a blockchain like Cardano, we we don't want to be reliant on any stake pool operator, right? The whole concept of stake pool operator is that any stake pool operator that misbehaves, they can be replaced right away, and these stakes. So the security of the whole blockchain is dependent on the protocol distributing the load across the stake pools. So even if we go to, I think, even if we go to Hydra or such rollups or sharding, I think that even the protocol would be deciding. So I don't think anyone would be able to come and say, I want to work with this stake pool, I want to put load on this stake pool. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Karim, for the input.
Yes, but just an information why I have said also, for example, Hydra or Cardano, because the servers are the stake pool. This is the Cardano nodes are running there, and maybe you mean the scaling. After that, you mean maybe the should this Cardano nodes or these servers that are running should be bigger and performant and so on, in order to be the same as not the same, to have the same features as centralized systems, but then we will be like we will not be very centralized, because now we can run a staking pool on a Raspberry Pi or EC2 instance, or not very cheap EC2 instance. But when you say staking pool operator, maybe the system will be centralized, and the blocks will be bigger, and we need a big staking pools with big capacities and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the protocol and the onboarding of the stake pools, they will deal with this. In fact, we shouldn't be concerned with that, right? And you're right to mention that, because Hydra is really a big SIP, right? A Cardano improvement proposal, and we're all looking forward to that. And I think that it's going to speed up the blockchain tremendously. But I don't think, from our perspective as smart contracts or project owners on the platform, we have that visibility, and we know which stake pools are running what nodes and what Hydra nodes, etc. It's all going to be managed by the protocol. I think that's really important for the security of Cardano, for us not to know, for no one to know except the protocol, right?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna set up a 1 minute voting. So everybody will have when you're on the Miro board, you will have 3 votes, and I selected these 6 things. We came up like, why is it a problem that there is no standard blockchain for automobile industry? And now, in order for this mini proposal workshop to work, I know you want to like keep this like full proposal, solve everything, but here what we are doing is we are scoping down to specific problem, and then we are giving a specific solution for that problem. And then you're gonna build like modules on top of the platform. So you start with something what you could do MVP pretty much. And so what we are voting for here is what you think is the first thing you would need. And when we tally up, we might see what, as a collectively, what we think is the best one. So when I start the voting, then we should have 1 minute to click on any of these plus symbols on the sticky notes. And you will
select
choose
one, right, Tevo?
Three ones. You can vote 1 point per each, but you select 3 of them.
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to choose modern cars are connected to centralized servers. And now, as we selected this, I'm gonna turn it into green, and we're gonna change it into problem statement again. It's the best answer, and now, and we need, I think, Karim's help again to revert it into something. Or maybe this is already a problem statement.
So the one that has 4 votes?
Yeah, as the modern cards are connected to centralized servers, it could be an issue for security and privacy.
So yeah, I would improve it slightly just by saying modern cars have become highly connected devices that require more data security and privacy.
Maybe you want to type
You
it
want me-
already lost your
Sure. Sure, let me do that. Good, it's a good.
I will change this on the right side, so
Okay.
this will people will see the option to
Yeah.
how it evolved.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Let me just
This
do
one.
this. Okay, what do you think?
Modern vehicles have become hyper-connected to IoT devices that require added security and data privacy. Okay, what does Oussama think?
Okay, it's perfect. Should we add another thing, or it's okay? I think. Huh?
I think it's okay.
Is it correct technically, Oussama? They are IoT devices. Hyperconnectivity, I think, is maybe, I'm not sure how hyper in technical terms mean very, very connected. I don't know. I don't know if that's correct. Maybe highly connected is better because if the car doesn't have internet, it still runs, right?
Yes, maybe in the future, in I don't know, 5G or 6G, or I don't know what.
Yeah, so maybe just put
High, yes.
high.
Okay. So now we have the optional path. Like we could turn this into a problem statement, like a root cause analysis again. Okay, why is it the problem that they are highly connected and they are not secure? But I think we would loop back in here in some questions like governance or like education. This kind of path, root cause path, could go very, very far and wide before it starts circling back. But since it was quite clearly already articulated what is the problem statement, so that's why we kind of reached to do a good example problem statement faster. And now what we can do is take this problem statement and move it to the next stage. And usually what I do is just put it here. And then we are gonna talk about solutions. You did mention a few of the solutions already on the previous slide, but let's bring high-level solutions for this specific issue. So how would you solve it to add that security and data privacy?
Okay, so okay, so for example, we have two projects, one P2P and the other B2C. I don't know if we should concentrate on just one of them. For example, the B2B project, it's about fleet management. So fleet management, that means there is a data and there is a fleet manager who monitors the data of the driver. So this data should be anonymized also, because it should not be available for centralized servers. The data for a driver who drives to a destination with the kilometer, with his name and so on, that should be anonymized, maybe hashed and so on. This is about privacy. So the fleet manager can manage the driver can see the data, but just what he needs. And this data is not available for other person. This is about privacy. For security, yes, the data of the vehicle cannot be hacked. That means, for example, there is a lot of, for example, in fleet management. So there is two things for the vehicle. There is the read and the write for the update. For reading, okay, there is also here security issue in order to reading, for example, the data of a company. What the logistical, what is the circuits of the company, where it is running, how much cars do we have, and so on. This is this first privacy issue. The security issue is the read data. Not anyone can read these data. The second one is related to write the update in the future. And now there is the over-the-air update of vehicles. That means the ECUs or the this Steuergeräte in German are updated over the air in internet. And in the future, the cars will be, now they are connected. There is this update. And if the servers are hacked, we can also update or change the data of the car and manipulate the data of the car theoretically. With blockchain, we cannot hack it and we cannot update. So it's related with reading the data, the security, and also writing the data or updating over the air update of the car.
Maybe Oussama, one way to state the solution is protecting the so cryptography and blockchain are required to protect the existing data on the vehicles.
Yes, you make a very good conclusion of a lot of sentences.
Because I'm an enterprise architect, that's my job, is to always abstract and conceptualize.
Oh, yes. It's perfect.
So cryptography and blockchain is required to protect the data of the vehicle. So this is the existing data, and then you're talking about writing data.
Or yes,
so
or updating.
I think the other statement. I think the other solution would be as vehicles have become more like computers, I would say, or IoT devices. It is critical to ensure that the programmable modules are only updated by the authorized parties.
I'm wondering what kind of updates does the fleet manager has to do from the top-down view?
So they could, for example, they could update the maximum speed. They could restrict the movement, create a radius, like But I don't know if that's what Oussama meant. I think it's more on the vehicles themselves.
Yeah.
We were talking about the actual modules that control the engine, no?
Yes, the electronic control unit, the ECUs.
Yeah, the ECUs.
Yes, it's related. For example, theoretically we can also restrain, for example, how to say, the speed of the vehicle. Yes, you are right. But I don't know if the fleet manager actually do that, but theoretically we can do that. But I mean, yes, you are right, Kenny. I mean, maybe in the actual solutions, the privacy, the security of the cars, of the company cars, because when we can see when the cars are hacked, fleet manager or private cars. So it can be catastrophic for the.
Yeah, I was trying to rephrase the solution because you categorized it one as read and one as write, and I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but I think overall we're getting the clear picture.
I'm already a bit of scared the opportunity that fleet manager is able to restrain the scarpit, because I don't really see a very good use case for this possible solution. And what it adds is even more like danger that if it does somehow get hacked, then it's like it's catastrophic.
In general, I mean, the fleets have, so depending on if it's a truck or a van, they may set some speed limits that you cannot drive more than a specific speed, right? So if somebody can hack hack the ECU, they could raise that, you know? So it's not really about controlling the actual throttle of the car, even though I know that there is a story where a car was hacked, but I don't think you could make a car accelerate through the internet. I think that's only in the movies so far, as far as I know.
Yes,
but you can definitely turn it on, off, and maybe change some restrictions. I don't know. I mean, it's Oussama's the expert.
yeah. Yes, I have worked for several years on Volkswagen, also in connected car projects, and I see that in the car makers, we are also, and also in the blockchain industry, we see the problems of the future and not the actual problems, because the cars maybe actually they are not, there is not a lot of over-the-air update in everything. It's not hyper connected as said. But in the future, in the near future, and the upcoming years, it will be highly connected and hyper connected, and also with the rise of 5G and maybe the next also generations of networking, it should be possible. It will be possible of hacking.
So maybe in this spirit, we could say, Tevo, to make this interesting, with the advent of autonomous driving, right? That it's important that the path of the vehicle is not affected by external parties. So
yes, perfect. It's yeah.
In advent of
autonomous driving. So the car might have a guy, but he's not even driving. He's just there, and maybe to unload for a fleet, he may just be there just to supervise, but the path is not even controlled by him.
Okay. So did I understood correctly? So this fleet manager is on P2P side. What is P2C? What is the other aspect you mentioned at the start?
Car sharing. It's about also privacy. Car sharing, it's a B2C solution, be a business to customer. So the cars or the company which has the cars are communicating directly with the clients, and the car is communicating with the client. So the car is communicating with the client. So the client data are not stored in the servers of the company, but they are stored on the servers of, not the servers, on the blockchain. So here there is the privacy. So we cannot track the customer, what he does and where he is driving and so on.
So I guess it's a peer-to-peer connection with the person he is sharing the car with.
Yes, connection between the wallet of the customer and the wallet of the car. And our also goal is to make a hardware wallet for the cars. We're working on it, on that.
That's interesting to point out. What does a wallet hold? Does it hold just an access, or it starts holding some other information too, or it's just a wallet for the car access, or some permissions are different, or how would you see what the wallet has?
Actually, I don't have the all the specification of this hardware wallet, but
I can answer if you want, Oussama. So as in a blockchain version of a car sharing service, the car itself becomes the owner of the network. So the car itself, the wallet, will contain the income of the car that it earned from the ride sharing, and for that you need the private keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. And here, yes, it's this is the basic, because also in the future, Andreas Antonopoulos is well known about about blockchain. He said in the future, every IoT project will have its own wallet. So this financial also inclusion, it's that means every object will have its financial situation. So the car will own the money, we can say, with this wallet. But what I understand with your question also, this hardware wallet is not just about wallet, but that should also contain a server, because it should process the data. Because just a wallet, it's about transaction with the blockchain, but maybe also processing a little bit the data, because we are retrieving the data from the car. And this OBD2 data, they are coded. We should decode the data with the server, with the computer, mini computer, and then process it, and then giving it in a metadata and a transaction. So it's a little bit, so it's a wallet plus a mini server for decoding, processing data, and so on. Because from the car, we pick a lot of data. We should process it, filter it, and decode it with a little bit hard and complicated. We are working on that.
And to pay for services, right? For the car, so the car is able to pay for services such as electricity. I assume it's an electric car, or pay for repairs and things like that.
Yes, yes. There is infinite of features. Yeah, thank you, Karim, for this also idea. There is infinite features when the car has its own wallet. Perfectly. Yes, you have Karim said it perfectly. They can pay for a service, for new features.
Tolls, even tolls and things like that.
Yeah. And maybe also we can see if it's the car, it's I don't have the word, it's profitable or not, because it's autonomous object, financial autonomous object. But now we are not, I think we are not speaking about privacy and security, but about other also aspects. Yes.
Yeah, it's becoming a very big, so it's becoming a very big canvas, and I think it's maybe Tevo is the best one to advise us, right, on the proposal. But I think the proposal should be as specific as possible, right, Tevo?
Yes. So what we did right now is like a high-level brainstorming of these possible solutions. In this case, we now would go and select a specific solution of like, do we want to go through the B2B route? And if we do we want to talk about what kind of car parameters we want, like reshares, what is the open standard of it, what you kind of shared before, or we want to talk about the security, like what has to be, what kind of like security is used, what are the hashes, what are the, when do you use this like CK, like a zero knowledge proof information like that, and or what else we have. Okay, basically these are two sides of the story, and maybe you want to kind of combine them, but lean on some aspect first, because with yes, this is the goal of like kind of mini proposal workshop. Like once you select one of that, like okay, let's assume we pick up the car parameters, and we just want to make an open standard of what standard we could use, that we could put there hundreds of different car models that all could use the same standard. And that's the whole proposal about. You're gonna write about, okay, this is a title, it's about the car parameters, and this is the team I'm gonna work with it. This is what kind, this is a research-based proposal. It's meant for the car manufacturers or to people who want to put their kind of their car model into blockchain standard, and this is how you could do it. This is a good template for that. You define the success, the KPIs, all of that stuff, like what you see in the rest of the models. But once you go through this once, what you're able to do is like, okay, now my second proposal is about how do I hash it? How do I make it secure? So, and you can reuse basically, okay, a title slightly differentiates, team roles, same team. You can just copy paste the same team information. What kind of proposal it is? Maybe it's a slightly different, or maybe it's just, again, reshares, and maybe you just change few things in a research based on what is now security standards. Target audience is probably the same, and defining success slightly different probably. KPIs are probably different. experience is slightly different, but you still have a lot of already existing information you could use for the second proposal. And as you build this kind of modular approach, you can, of course, combine them into one bigger proposal. But this is the current idea of like mini proposals, to break it down into feasible and small chunks. Increases the opportunity for community advisors to understand what is this proposal about. If you put it all into one, it kind of might confuse and bring out like risks you don't want to address, or like hard to address in just an easy statement. And also voters, for the voters, it's much clearer. Like it's about research, it's about making this tool, it's about making that platform. Like, yeah.
Tevo, for me, my challenge with my proposal is how much of the whole project to put there, and then what parts of the problem or the features or the user stories that we are resolving in this part of the proposal, right? So it's I think, and there are some, for example, some features and things that and coding and technical details that I might not have. So this is where I'm struggling with my idea and how to present it to the community. And I think that in yesterday's workshop with Phil, I think it's Phil, he was saying that to give the whole story is good because it gives the better context. But then there's a risk of making it too complicated, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Was that a question hidden?
Yeah. So this is what I'm struggling with. So my question to you is, in this activity that we're doing right now, what is the end game? It's to be able to just help understand the problem better so that the proposal could be clear, or is this to break it down to break down the proposal into different proposals? What's the objective?
Basically both. So and you break it down. That's the first thing, and you're able to differentiate of different solutions you provide with your holistic idea. And the second one is, once they are broken down quite into details into different aspects, it will make it easier for community advisors and voters to vote on that and understand what you are trying to achieve. Because let's be honest here, this is a decentralized environment, and we don't all have the technical knowledge about automobiles and what should be the standard be. But if you make it very complex, they will find some like small something like, I don't know about that, and they will take your score down because of that one thing from that huge workload you did. But if you break it down, you are able to capture the feedback more clearly, and it's easier for the consumer to read what is your idea. But you also you own have to have the holistic project management or the know how it's all fits together under one platform once if all these modules are kind of in place.
One comment I could add, just for the sake of everyone here, because this is funded by the treasury of Cardano. I think and yesterday I think we covered this. There's like 3 or 4 points that we need to highlight in the proposal, right? Is the impact, how feasible it is, obviously, and then the clarity and auditability, I think, was mentioned. So I think it's really important that as these proposals are drafted, that we're able to show back to the community how this project or this solution would help the ecosystem overall. Mm-hmm. Is that accurate?
Yes, I strongly recommend look at the CA's guides, what you just mentioned, like main points of what is the impact, what is the visibility, and all of these sections actually have like few questions also. What should be addressed or like made clear on the proposal. In this section, I'm basically doing some basic information out to start working with it. But yeah, it's not that once you go through these chapters, it's not like, oh, I'm done. Now the formalizing starts. Now you have to take a document out and start narrating it into a story and format it. And then the second round, you would go and literally check the question. Okay, feasibility. Do I have team members here? Yes, I did. Do I have the like sources? How do I know that this team member is legit? LinkedIn, some kind of past experience, some personal websites, and like then you kind of go through a checklist. And if you have everything in, then it's all good. If you don't, you kind of add it in, and yeah.
I'm just being a devil's advocate, let's say, for Oussama here. Like, you know, this obviously I'm an engineer and I love cars and I see the benefit of this, but I'm thinking maybe there's a way for you to start to craft the language in a way so that it could so the standards, I think one is a good one, right? Because if you create a standards for automobiles, then that would mean that the ecosystem, the Cardano ecosystem, could be used by all brands, right? Because in the end, I think the funds and catalysts are designed to grow the ecosystem.
It's a perfect point. Yes, yes, and this is also our vision, also to make Cardano as a standard for the automobile industry. You said it well. This is one of our. This is our mission, yeah.
Yeah, I think the car sharing one is probably the one that is the one that's most commercially viable, because convincing all the car makers to adopt the standard is hard. But if you use it for car sharing services, which we know the whole industry is moving towards, right? Whether it's scooters, bicycles, and cars now, this could be really very, very viable and useful, because if you create that tool, that platform, it could be used by many new projects being built on Cardano.
Yes, you are right. But also regarding the standard of the automobile industry, so this is our mission. We have our mission is to establish Cardano as the blockchain standard for the automobile industry. We have make it also. Our vision is to be the world-leading blockchain solution provider for the automobile industry based on Cardano. Because okay, the mission is a big thing to make the standard. Because why we have said that? Okay, it's very maybe a little bit far objective. It's a mission. This is the mission, the notion of a mission. But actually, how to prove that? We should prove that with actual working prototype with little steps. This is so we have first prototype now with the Volkswagen Passat car, for working prototype, and then baby steps. Step by step, in each fund, we will make it bigger and bigger when we prove that with actual working. Because I have searched a lot working solutions for the car. I didn't found it. Also, a lot of automobile industry here, also startup and so on, they got funds and they are not. They are now making another thing. So
Yeah.
our objective is to stay here, and also to convince them with practical solutions step by step. And we will be bigger step by step. We have very little solutions, first of all, and then
I think, Oussama, to be more specific here, you would say, for example, the solution would be to build a working prototype for
exactly
for a specific use case. And if you say that, it becomes a very clear solution, because that solution, that prototype, will allow the whether it's the Volkswagen or the Cardano community to lobby to make this a standard across the industry. Exactly. But yeah, try to be specific with the solution and say the goal is to have a working prototype. Or
Exactly. We have actually we have also the document, a very big document. We have two solutions, two projects. We'll propose one fleet management B2B, and we will describe our solution in 3 months and 6 months, 6 months exactly. What are the data, retrieve data, what's the platform, the app, this a little bit the clear application. And the second project is the car sharing app with smart contract. And to show the feasibility, we will show the prototype, what we have made. And this is the basics, the basic architecture and technical solution for both projects, okay? We have this technical solution implemented with the hardware, software, server, and the transactions.
You know, it might be interesting for you to abstract it to vehicles, because if you are able to create code to manage the security of a moving object like a car or a bicycle or a scooter, then it has more applications. It could be used across these industries.
You are right.
Not just cars.
Yes, it's a very good idea, but just what we have decided, I think, but we will see. We are open for ideas. Maybe we'll change that. We have said we will stay on just cars, and after that, we will implement when everything okay. We will go to other domains. Okay, yeah. Specific. Yeah. And also why we have said that, because me and our team, we are experts in the. We have worked with car makers. We have worked with the project with connected car project, and we are.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying to change your project. I'm saying just the language to say vehicles. That way, when the community advisor is checking your proposal, they're going to be able to imagine many more applications, even though you're.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use the so when you state the problem statement or in the proposal, to show the impact is not just on cars, it's on the whole ecosystem, that it could be for many other IoT devices and things like that.
I understand. So for the whole mission, whole the goal, the end goal, I can say. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine 20 new projects on Cardano with scooters. I mean, I don't know how many in Germany, but here it's like crazy, and all these new companies are being born every day for these e-scooters. Imagine if they have, so from a community advisor perspective and from a voting perspective, you're able to see that there's a lot of impact on the ecosystem, even though in your prototype you're really focusing on cars because that's your field of expertise.
I understand.
So I'm just giving some comments. Sorry, Tevo.
Yep. Hey, that's great.
Thanks a lot, Karim.
I will conclude this session for now because the town hall is running, and add the link if you haven't been participating in the town hall before. I'm gonna jump in there and make sure I'm up to date. And after town hall, probably I'm gonna find a new room there. And
so if you can share the link to the town hall, I'd love to join, Tevo.
I put it in a chat.
Thank you. Thank you for the session.
Oh, thank you.